4 tips to help you prep for your home sale this fall. Hi, I'm Scott Neal, the broker of Scott Neal Real Estate in Richardson, Texas, and we help people buy and sell homes all over the DFW Metroplex. And if you're thinking about selling your home this fall, I can tell you that this is an absolutely fantastic market. Talking about the fall of 2021. The market has been on fire. We have extremely low inventory, and if you'd like to get in on the action and sell your home and cash in, prices in DFW have never been higher, inventory has never been lower, homes have never sold as fast as they are right now, and it's a great time to sell. However, if you really want to maximize the amount of money that you get out of this transaction and really lower the amount of hassles that you have to endure during this transaction, you definitely want to take a look at some of these tips that I've got for you. So, tip number 1, make sure that you price it right. Now, you might be thinking, well, Scott, aren't we in the biggest seller's market that there's ever been? And can't I just ask whatever I want? Because I heard buyers are willing to pay any price anywhere in DFW and they'll waive all their appraisals and all that kind of stuff. Well, that certainly is happening in some instances in the market, but not in all. In fact, even in the hottest sellers market that I've ever been in, there are still people that fail to sell their homes. Right now, it's probably about 9 or 10% of the active listings that go on the market actually fail to sell. And the reason why they fail to sell is because of a couple of different reasons. Maybe they had a bad agent who didn't know how to market it. Or maybe their agent didn't really know how to drum up business and how to negotiate contracts. Or maybe the seller just had it overpriced. Or maybe, you know, that in conjunction with how the home looks, it can be very taxing on a seller to have your home on the market and just constantly be rejected by buyers and ultimately not end up selling your home. So you definitely need to make sure that you price it right. And what we know is that when you price it right, that can really spur the amount of activity that you get on your home. So make sure that you don't overprice your property. It's very, very hard to underprice your property because people start flocking to you. So it's a better strategy for you to ask a lower price, a little bit of a discount than what you think that you might be able to get or even want. Definitely don't overprice it. The statistics show that you're just going to end up leaving money on the table, or worse, not selling at all. Okay, so tip number 2, keep it clean. You have to keep your home spick and span clean. I'm talking about dusting, do the windows, do the carpets, clean the baseboards. Make sure that every surface that any buyer would see or touch is completely clean. I can tell you this for sure, that in my experience, when going into homes with home buyers that are out there actively shopping, comparing properties to the next, a dingy home always makes the buyer feel worse about that particular choice. Now, unless you're just asking like the best price at all, they can overlook a lot of that. But we're talking about you homeowners out there who have nice properties and you want to maximize every single dollar you can get. You need to have your home cleaned. The psychology of a buyer when they walk into a beautiful, fully clean home with no dingy spots anywhere, no blemishes at all, they think that you as the homeowner have really taken care of that home. And that is really some unseen value that you don't really see the buyer's mind kind of going through when they're thinking about pulling the trigger on your property. Okay, tip number 3, make it easy to visit. So one of the biggest frustrations that we have as real estate agents is when a property is kind of difficult to get into, or you know, the seller is not very flexible on their schedule about when we can come over. So you know, buyers can be very fickle. Even in today's market, when they don't have a lot to choose from, they can be very, very fickle and emotions can run really high. So some buyers might sit here and think, well, does this guy even really want to sell his home? Hey, you know what? He didn't let us come in at the appropriate time, so just cross him off the list and we'll go find something else. You don't want to give yourself or your buyers any reason to check you off of the list, certainly not because you are unready to show your property that presumably presumably you were ready to sell. So make sure that you make it easy for buyers to schedule appointments and you make it easy for them to come in. And just one more tip along showings, don't be there. You're not helping. Trust me on this. You are not helping to sell that property by the owner being inside of the property. It just makes people feel weird. And besides, that's why you're hiring us. You're hiring us to market your property, sell it to people, and negotiate the absolute highest price and the best terms for you. So please just make it easy to show. And then tip number 4, help buyers feel at home whenever they come by to take a look at your home. Okay, so for one, we said you got to make sure you price it right. Number 2, make sure you keep it clean. Number 3, make sure that people can show it easily. And then number 4, make sure that they feel at home. And this is all the art of home staging. Yes, so if you've been watching HGTV for the last several years, you'll know what staging is. And this doesn't necessarily mean that we got to get all of your stuff out of there and we have to rent all brand new stuff. This is simply just the art of depersonalizing, minimalizing, and showing off the home's amenities in its absolute best light, because what you're trying to do is appeal to the most amount of buyers that you possibly can. And staging can mean a whole lot. You want the buyer to be able to envision themselves living there in their new home, not being inside of someone else's home. And so staging is very important. In fact, nationally, we see the statistics of staged homes versus unstaged homes sell for 7% higher price on average and in 50% less time. So that's right, if you stage your home, you will probably sell it for more money and sell it in half the time as other sellers. So bottom line, if you're thinking about selling your home in the fall of 2021 or really anytime, give us a call at our office. We guarantee we'll get your home sold in 59 days, or we'll just step in and buy it ourselves. So give us a call, 469-998-3322, or visit us on our website at mydallashomefinder.com. We look forward to working with you soon. So thanks and happy selling.